We got a guy in a Mustang in front of us. Mustang GT. Well, let's go ahead and start the review, guys. For whatever reason, I'm gonna go ahead and start now. Don't know why. Traction control. Traction control is annoying. You have to turn it off. It's every single time you turn the bike on. It's not that big of a deal, but you have to turn it on, or turn it off rather, to do any kind of wheelies or any kind of serious getting down. And I wish it would just stay off, but it doesn't. That's the worst and only bad thing about this bike. Outside of that, I'm at 2,600 miles. Outside of that, that's the only thing I can really say that I genuinely do not like about the bike. ABS is great. ABS is, I didn't think I would like ABS. You know, I've been riding a long time. This is my first bike that doesn't have ABS, or that has ABS rather. I'm sorry, it's been a long day, guys. So I was kind of on the fence. I was like, I don't know if I want to like ABS. ABS has worked. I have intentionally induced ABS to come on, and it has actually accidentally come on when someone's pulled out in front of me. I like ABS. I like it a lot. The worst part about traction control is it resets itself back to full blast if you don't turn it back on. Is that the end of the world? It kind of was at first, and now it's just kind of procedure. Like when I know I want to do some wheelies, I just turn it off. You know, like I wish there was a way to turn the traction control off and keep it off when you turn the key off and turn it back on. That way traction control doesn't pop up. However, apparently that's just not in the cards. That's the only bad thing I really have to say about this bike. Well, that is one bad thing. The next bad thing, which is kind of a catch-22, is gonna be tubed tires. So tires with tubes in them. I was fortunate enough at 108 miles when I first got this bike, I ran over a huge screw, and I punctured my tire and also my tube. So there's the hassle of replacing the tubes. So there is that. But whenever you replace tubes, you don't have to replace tires, because tubes hold their own air, and they're just pretty universally, they're pretty safe unless you really messed your tire up pretty bad. They're pretty safe to just replace the tube, keep running the same tire, and call it good. Speaking of tires, you're gonna get a bunch of mixed opinions on these tires. They're really good street tires. They're not the best off-road tires. So, but that is such an easily fixable thing, and everyone will complain with any tire you put on any bike, period. You know, your street guys, if you have a real off-road tire, your street guys are going to be like, man, the tire should be, you know, it's too off-road, or the tire is too street-like. So you're never going to make anyone happy there. Tires are easily fixable. Let's do a wheelie and get it out of the way. So what I like about this bike so much, it has plenty of power. It wheelies easily. I can wheelie all the way into third gear at about 60 miles an hour. It doesn't have enough oomph to get it up after 60. So there's that. And I've been kind of hesitant to release this review because I haven't been 100% sure if the romantic period, you know, like the honeymoon phase with this bike was over or not. But I'll tell you this, I haven't been on too many trips with it. I've been on a couple, and they were all wonderful. I haven't been on too many trips because life, you know, life has just been a thing. But I'll tell you the things I like right out of the gate. Well, I'm going to interrupt myself again and go back to the bike has no cruise control. The dash is awesome. Dash works good. No cruise control. However, if you have one of these throttle locks, I mean, I technically didn't pay for a throttle lock when I got this bike. Look, I mean, quick shifting, no hands. Quick shifter works awesome. And But with the throttle lock, I mean, if you guys want to pay for cruise control and install it or have it installed, go for it. Be my guest. I'm not saying the throttle lock is the end all be all at all. However, the throttle lock does work extremely good. You know, you set it, kind of forget it. Of course, hills, you go uphill, downhill, it varies a little bit, but all you do is modulate it a little bit. You want to slow down, back the throttle down. So the throttle lock works really good. I have no plans on getting cruise control because it works so good. I'm going to go back to the best thing this bike does, okay? I've ridden a lot of bikes. I've ridden some really cool BMW S1000s. You kind of name it, I've kind of ridden it. This bike gets down, guys. We're going to throw it into this turn. To slow it down a little bit. It's fast. It's not melt your mind fast. You know, it doesn't have 150 horsepower. It only has about 90, but it's plenty fast. Trust me, I've had a lot of fast bikes. I've ridden a lot of fast bikes. It's fast. So depending on where you live, you may or may not want to get a tune just to get the most out of the motor, and who can blame you for that? But that's something all bikes struggle with. None of them are optimized from the factory. So getting that out of the way, the second thing this bike does the best is comfort. It's an extremely comfortable bike. The seating position's perfect. The handlebars are great. I love the handlebars. And the other thing this bike does really well, see if I can get onto a straight road and just kind of let it track. I mean, this bike is so easy to drive with just no hands. You can just drive. Oh, let me get into the other lane. No hands, no problem. Here, let's bump it up, use a little cruise control, give me a little bit more juice. That's all you have to do. And to lean it, I mean, you literally don't need hands to drive this bike other than to accelerate and to brake. I have ridden like this, guys, for tens of miles with no hands on the handlebars. Not saying I recommend it. I'm just saying that's what I've done. See, we're going a little fast, just back it off. No problem. And to see the whole time I'm steering this bike and everything with no hands on the handlebars. This bike tracks and handles awesome. I really am a fan of the way this bike handles, and I don't want to say it's the best handling bike in the world, but when people say this bike does everything well, so we've done one big loop. When people say this bike does everything well, it really does. So what I was looking for when I wanted this bike was, I had a CBR 600RR 2016 model, and I had a 2021 or 22 CRF 300L. The CBR 600, while it's a great bike, I had no issues with it the whole time. While it's, no hands again. While it's a great bike, it's not so much that it's uncomfortable, but it's uncomfortable compared to the 300L. The 300L just opened my mind to like really better handling at lower speeds and just a more chill yet fun experience. Where this bike here really is kind of the bastard child of a dirt bike and a sport touring bike. Not a touring bike, a sport touring bike. So that means this thing gets down, and it does get down. It is fast. It's not the fastest bike in the world, but it is fast. I would give it, if you had like a turbo Hayabusa that makes 350 horsepower and that's a 10 out of 10, this bike sits at a happy 6.5 out of 10. And I will stand by that all day long. The handling, I would give a solid 8.5. And I also learned with the 300L that I wanted a bike that was enjoyable to not speed with, right? Because I'm not going to beat on the CBR. All sport bikes in general just really aren't that comfortable, and they're really not that fun to do speed limit on, or more or less speed limit. You know what I mean? Within 15 miles an hour of the speed limit. They're just not that fun. You want to get on a sport bike and have a lot of fun? Yeah, you're going to speed a little bit. You're going to bang through gears. They're awesome. I'm not bashing on sport bikes. But this bike, I really wanted something I could just enjoy doing speed limit, and also that could get down. Okay, so I'm going to go to my next point, the suspension, since we're talking about handling so much, or since I am. The suspension is literally good enough. I found it to be, when you go off-road, if you get into something super complicated that really a dirt bike belongs on, if you can just bring your speed down a little bit, the bike's fine. The rear shock is a little hoppy, so once things get disturbed, unsettled, it hops around a little bit. That's just something you're going to have to learn to deal with. You don't need to replace or upgrade anything on this bike, except for a few things like my crash bars. I like my crash bars a lot. I think they're great. I think you should. I really think it would behoove you to have crash bars on a bike of this kind, not just this bike. Outside of that, in the throttle lock, those are kind of in a screen protector. You want a screen protector. This is a big, nice, beautiful screen. Get you a screen protector. The bike's got plenty of power, guys. So what I'm going to do, I've spent a lot of time just commuting with this bike, and I'm a little bit of a hooligan. You know, like I'm kind of riding more chill because for one, I'm in the mood to kind of take a chill ride, and then I'm kind of thinking at the same time. But on this bike, give you an example, when I'm on the interstate, I am typically going 80 to 100 miles an hour. And I am generally the fastest vehicle on the road when I want to. I don't always do that. I am generally the fastest vehicle that I see. You know, even guys on crotch rockets and stuff, which, keep in mind, I've had crotch rockets. So we get out, re-ride together, I can keep up with them, no problem. You know, until they get on the interstate and do 140 or better, I can keep up with them just fine. I haven't been off-road with this bike in a while. So the only real good places I have to ride off-road that are sweet around here, you're kind of borderline trespassing. I'm not fortunate enough to live in like Utah or Colorado where you got just the super good roads. But what this bike does love is, like everybody else says, the gravel roads, man. If you got some good gravel roads, this bike just does really good on them. You know, if you got smooth, these are not smooth at all. These are super rocky. But this bike, man, it tracks good, handles really good. Let me pick on it a little bit more. What's something else I don't like, which isn't a big deal at all? Well, I accidentally hit the high beam button, which is right here. I hit that like a lot, you know, but it's not a big deal. You accidentally hit it, boop, whatever. So I really, my experience with this bike has been A1. You know, it's a phenomenal bike. I've had no issues at all. Everything I ask it to do within my skill level, you know, like I'm not a trials guy. I can't just jump it over rocks and stuff like some people certainly could do. We're spinning tires, and I was at like, I don't know, a third to a half throttle. I mean, this bike's fast, guys. You will not buy this bike and be like, man, I wish it had more power. Or at least most people won't. I'm sure, you know, you always got those guys that just want 180 horsepower. And if that's what your expectations are, this bike is not for you. But if you're cool with getting to 100 miles an hour quickly and easily, no problem, this bike's awesome. I'm actually going to turn around because I'll keep driving on this road forever. Get it back on the interstate, and we'll do, you know, like a little merging test. Hang on just a second. It is super hot. It's still got to be 90 degrees. I mean, it's been hot this month, guys. The turning radius is awesome, as you guys just saw. Turning radius is surprisingly good. And my other favorite thing about this bike is it's a big bike, but it's not too big. You know, like I'm only 5'9". I'm not super tall, but I can get on it pretty good. I'm swinging the leg because of this, the top case. So I love the top case. If I ever decide I don't want it, I can just, boop, no problem. So the top case is super nice. If you kind of live out of your bike like I do, you'll appreciate one. You'll never want to go back to it. I've had this top case on since March. And it has been off, other than this right here. That would be the second time. It's been off one time. So that's how much I like my top case. It's just super handy. These motor guards are awesome. They do weigh, I would say, 25-30 pounds, but when they're on the bike, you cannot tell. The mirrors are pretty sweet. I've already broken a mirror. I got out one day and I hit my fence post, leaned the bike against the house, snapped this off, ordered a replacement. I think it was $13 plus shipping, so maybe $25 or less. Got a new one. No problem at all. Oh, one more thing I like. These foot pegs, you can pull the rubber out. So if they're not grippy enough for you, well, no problem. You can just pull the rubber out and have you some grippy ones. And they do get slippery sometimes, so I could understand why someone would want to take them out. I just I don't have enough like really awesome off-road places to ride this bike. Hit some sand there. These tires are kind of worn out. Like I said, I'm at 2,600 miles, and I have not been polite to these tires. I'll show you the wear marks here when I stop again and get back on the street. Maybe let the tires self clean or something. But this bike, what I like so much about this bike, I'm trying to not only think about myself, but think about everyone who would buy it, right? It's friendly enough to where if you were a newer rider, you could put it in a lower power mode. I keep mine on full power with the traction control off, typically. ABS on full on-road. I haven't had any issues that way. If you disagree, change it. But I think this is just a good bike. It's one you could grow into. You know, if you're a little bit lower on the skill set. And trust me, I've gone faster down this road. I just haven't been down this road in a few months, to say the least. And I'm not sure the conditions of it, and also the tires are just worn to the point where they don't have the chicken nuggets on them that they used to. And neither do I. I'm a little rusty when it comes to off-road stuff, but this is just a testament. This is honest to God the first time I've been on this bike off-road in months. Like all summer for sure. I have not been off-road at all with it, and this is just how easy it is. And this is a pretty realistic, this actually might be a little fast. This is a pretty realistic speed that most people can do. So we got some sand here. Yeah, it gets a little squirrely. That's all tires, but honestly, in that sugar sand, I've been on the best dirt bikes with the best tires, and that sugar sand is tricky. But we'll stop up here for a second. Let me clean the tires real quick, and I'll show you what the chicken strips look like. Cause they kind of don't exist, and you'll just have to take my word for it. I haven't hit them with a brick while the wheels are spinning or anything. I mean, if you need to go faster than that, guys, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that was 80 fucking miles an hour in the neighborhood. Sorry for cussing. I usually don't cuss. I'm just freehanding this one, guys, so you'll have to forgive me. And it's plenty fast. And the reason I haven't put an exhaust on it or anything is I think the engine just sounds so good. I mean, it's got that intake sound, which I'm a sucker for. That might be too dirty, but take my word for it, there really aren't any chicken strips on that sucker there. I mean, I've gotten this bike down, guys. Not laid down, just down. These are awesome. They're just cheapos from Amazon. I don't recall the brand. This is the brand on the rails. They've been excellent. But you can kick these out and you'll have some options. Put your feet out here instead of here. I know I'm not wearing pants. Y'all guys flame me on that. It's hot, guys. It's hot. I'm kind of riding chill. The guard cover. A lot of people complain about that. Do you know what else? Who else has a guard cover that looks just like that? The Tanneray. And I like the Tanneray a lot, but it was brought to my attention the Tanneray's little oil sump looks just like that. So if you're going to be doing serious off-roading, which I'm not going to be doing, get a skid plate. Hold on, this. Woo, that was sketchy. I'm on a decline. So we'll do one little, we'll get to the interstate and do like a, or maybe we won't, we'll do some kind of proper acceleration test. Another thing I want to bring out that nobody else talks about is the quick shifter. So the quick shifter, you wouldn't even know it has a quick shifter until you just use it. Okay, it does go up, it does go down. The other nice thing is the bike has an auto blipper, guys, so no throttle hand. We'll go to first. So the auto blipper is super cool. You'd be like, duh, it has an auto blipper, it's got a quick shifter. Well, not every bike that has a quick shifter has an auto blipper. Just not everyone does. So I really like that. Let's go over fuel economy. I'm getting 44 miles per gallon even with the top case. Okay, the top case, I would say gives it a 3 mile per gallon hit, to be fair. I have not tried to see how many miles per gallon I can get out of this bike. It's just never been something I do. I kind of get on this bike and drive it however I drive it. You know, I kind of rip on it a little bit. I want to make sure it's good. And boy, is it good. But keep in mind, guys, 44 miles per gallon, and you have a 4.7 gallon tank. 44 miles per gallon on 87 gasoline. That's all this bike's rated for. There's no reason. I've tried this too. There's no reason to put 89 or 91 or 93 in it. I personally didn't see any difference at all. No performance difference, no fuel economy difference, nothing. I did that right when I very first got the bike. So I feel like 44 with me ripping on it the way I do is pretty damn acceptable for a 750. I really do. Well, I'll kind of give you some, hopefully my GoPro stays alive. I'll kind of give you some real world experience on how I just pass everyone so effortlessly if I decide to. Like I said, this bike's super enjoyable to just drive. Calm, normal, law-abiding citizen, all of that. And if that's what you're into, that's usually what I am too. But you get in a hurry, you get impatient, things happen. You want to go around people. Can you do it? Yes, you can. Somebody else asked me about engine heat. Let me put it to you this way. If engine heat being like unbearable is a 10 out of 10, I would give this bike about a 3.5. It's enough engine heat to where in the winter, if you really put your feet up, like on these pegs, you kick these. Saying that now, I need to adjust that one. You put your feet up right here, and it's winter time. You put them there. You'll notice the heat coming from it to keep you warm. It's a 750cc engine, guys. It gets warm, but if you keep your legs in the normal position, it's honestly not that bad. It's not that bad at all. So I would give the engine, like I said, a 3.5 out of 10. Another thing I like about this bike is, you know, don't do what I do, guys. I'm a little bit of a hooligan. He wasn't worried about me at all. Actually, let's turn around with them. Display the handling. Here we go, no hands again. Yeah, rock solid, super fun. I mean, if you know how to ride, man, you can get down on this bike. There's no doubt about it. It was just it was important to me to make sure that I came off as authentic. What does he have? What is that? Man, he's got the saddlebags. I feel super douchey, but I ever since I learned how to wheelies, I can't stop, guys. It's a 500X, my man. Fuck yeah. I was just bragging about how good your bike looked, dude. I was like, man, I feel like a douchebag, but I gotta pop a wheelie real quick. Yeah, I love your bike, bro. See, Honda brotherhood. But that's all I got for now, guys. I just really wanted to go over the bike, talk about everything I love about it, which I do love pretty much everything. So it's a pretty good bike. It's awesome for commuting. It's awesome for road trips. It really shines in road trips. It is so comfortable. The only thing I would pick on it about is I've got like a seat cover to make it a little bit more comfortable on long trips. Other than that, it's great. Like for short around town stuff, you probably saw it in my my top case. So that was a God, what's it called? Wild Ass seat cover. WILD space ASS seat cover. That's the name of it. And it's pretty great, man. It gets rid of your issues after you ride for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, or at least I do. I didn't want to replace the whole seat just because it's a brand new seat that I paid for, you know, so I didn't want to just get it and throw it away, because who wants to buy a stock seat on such a new bike? But yeah, it's awesome. Mirrors are good too. They're a little goofy, you know, they're a little goofy, but they look good. Screen's awesome. All the tech inside of it is awesome. I love all of that. So if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down low. Please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I appreciate you guys very much. I'm so sorry it took me such a long time to get a follow-up review on this. I truly do apologize, but I ran into Google account issues and all of that, and it kind of sucked the wind out of my sails. But I do plan on, here we go, let's see if we can back it in. Nobody else is riding this bike like me. I really do think I'm the only person riding this bike like this, but that's okay. That's okay. Love you guys. Let me know what you want to see next, man. It's kind of unlimited when it comes to this. I really do want to go to like Utah, Northwest, stuff like that. The big issue is I haven't wanted to leave my dog at home. You know, I'm gonna miss her a lot, but we'll take it from there. Let me know, guys. Love everyone. Appreciate the support. Thanks. Bye.